Hello, ladies. Welcome to the podcast Living in Your Feminine with me, your host, Victoria Janke. This is a safe place for you, sisters. We're going to talk about all the feminine subjects, what it means to be a woman, how you thrive as a goddess, how you be successful in business. But we're also going to talk about subjects that people don't normally talk about, like miscarriage, because we want to educate people and also that women don't feel alone anymore. I have amazing experts who are going to give you so much value. So get a cup of tea and let's go. Welcome to another episode of Living in Your Feminine. My guest today is Lexy Panterra. She has 7 million followers on all her socials. She's an artist, amazing musician, and a hot woman. Hi.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur as well.
Aren't we both?
We are.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I love how we are.
Thank you for being here in my bed.
I know. I'm in your bed, in your house, in LA.
In the hills, in Woodland Hills with a beautiful view.
Yes, it's beautiful. We're literally lying in bed.
Look at us.
Living the life, enjoying LA.
Oh, for real.
Oh, yes. Well, I am so grateful that you're my friend. I feel like each time I talk with you, I'm learning something new, and your music is amazing. What you're doing is amazing. I mean, I want to share a little bit what else you're doing besides the music and everything. You also make your own money and quite good money with OnlyFans. And I remember when we met, we were talking about OnlyFans and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to be naked. I don't want to do this. And you're like, girl, you don't have to be naked.
Right.
And you should be able to make your own money, not be dependent on a man, like rent a house like you do, or buy a house, a car, like you living your life.
Right. 2 houses, 2 cars.
Yeah.
Renting, but yeah.
She's my sugar mom.
I'm a bi-coastal biatch right now. I'm everyone's sugar mom, I feel.
So yeah, I love that how independent you are and that you are just like doing your own thing. And then the money that you earn, that you put it in your music and in the things that you love. And it's so beautiful. Yeah, and your dog and everything, as we know, they're very expensive. But how did you start? Like, give us a little bit about you. How did you start with like music and OnlyFans? Like, how did this all come together?
I've always been a musician, and I moved here when I was 16 and got into like the scene of the dance world. And that's how I became introduced to like producers, managers, and the music business. So that's where I originally started, but I always knew I wanted to do music and stuff like that. And then just working my way through, 2014 comes around and I'm still doing music and I'm 24. And I'm like, this isn't working. I need to find a job. What am I going to do with my life? And I remember I I call it audition because we're entertainers, but I interviewed for Equinox.
Oh, wow.
To like be a trainer, because I've always done training my whole life. I've always worked out and had trainers and I got my license, all these things. So I'm like, I'm just going to be a trainer. And then they didn't hire me. And I'm like, what? Like, how did they not hire me? What am I going to do? That was like, dang, like my last little straw almost of like, oh no, I'm a failure. But right after that is 2014 when I went viral and started my Twerk out fitness class. And I started doing these viral videos and that's when things started going crazy on all the social media and the following started happening and music then started coming back around. I started going in and out, like creating music, dancing to it, creating music, doing other things to it. And it just led me to where we're at now,
Wow. And I mean, how could they say no to you? Like, if I look at you, Equinox, like you're the booty queen. Like,
no, I wasn't the booty queen then. This was right before.
How did you start with twerking? How did this come together? Were you just like, I want to twerk now. I want to do how did you learn this?
I've just been a dancer all my life. And so it kind of came natural to me. And the idea really just popped in my head. I saw some twerkers or whatever, like I think it was like Russian girls or something online.
Russian twerking girls?
Yeah, Russian girls that were twerking. It was like a twerk team.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I need to do some like choreography. But I wanted to turn it into a fitness class because then people would like, take it more seriously. So that's where it started.
Wow.
And then I've just been hustling my way through. And I'm an entrepreneur and an artist. So my passions have really just led me where I'm at right now. Like wherever I'm at, kind of, it's because I really enjoy that, you know? Not like everything makes me money. I probably spend more money than anything. I'm not like the best businesswoman, but I have passions and visions and big things that I do see I want to happen.
I feel like you're a big businesswoman because...
I'm just a bad money. Like I'm not... Money and numbers is not my thing, and percents, and which is where the money comes in the business. You know, that's where the money's made. So I rather have like someone help me on that end or like be a partner. And that's what I've done so far with help from people with Twerk Out and all these other things. So I usually find somebody that's like better and best at that part, and then I'm better at the other parts, and then we collaborate together.
I love that. I think that's very important that you focus on your thing that you can do good. And that's why a lot of artists have managers, right? So,
I think it's best for everyone in the business to focus on what they are really, really good at. Yeah, that's how it's going to thrive, you know, and stick to like kind of like that.
And then get someone who does the numbers and everything. Yeah, and exactly. It's like the same when you start a business. You have the artist, the entrepreneur, and the manager. So you have like the creative person that you are, and then you have the manager who manages everything around it, and then the entrepreneur who's like putting the money, like for example, put it in stocks and bonds and stuff like that. Do you have stocks and bonds?
I do have a portfolio.
Cool. So you are managing your money.
It's not like I'm doing it, but yeah, no, it's being managed for sure. I do have a portfolio that every tax season I take a certain amount of money and I put it into my portfolio, and that counts as like taxes or something, or money towards your taxes. So, but it's money in my pocket again. So one day I get to touch that and whatnot. Yeah. So
saving for the future.
And hopefully it is making money. It goes up and down, but mostly a little up. I'm still learning though. I still have a lot of money in like a bank account. And I know that it's not good. Like you're supposed to have your money make money, you know, things like that. So I'm still finding those people that are helping me guide me through what to do financially like that. And I don't trust a lot of people. So I think I could be probably making more money than I am in investments and things like that. But it's like, who do you trust to do that? I don't know.
And that's a big thing. Trust in general, and then trusting with your money. And so, so you did the twerk classes, and then how did you end up being on OnlyFans? Like, where you would post it on social media, Instagram or TikTok? Where did you put your...
Facebook and YouTube was pretty much first. And those two went viral, and then it crossed to like all the other platforms.
Wow, back in the days.
I had like 400 million views on a reaction video to my
400 million views? This is huge.
It was huge. Yeah, it was massive.
Like, that's why people know you. You came to my event, and I remember Morgan said like, "Oh, you're the twerk girl." So, like each time.
No, a lot of people know who I am. I don't like. A lot of people don't necessarily come up to me, or they might not like. They know me, or they know my name, but they don't know what I look like, or they know what I look
ass.
like, but they don't. Yeah, it's just like really random. I don't know. It's really random. But some people just won't come up to me. They'll like stare. Like I catch people on their phones, kind of like looking at me, looking at their phone, looking at me, looking at their phone,
looking at your face, looking at your booty, looking.
I forget sometimes that people do notice me.
Yeah. So and how does it feel when someone notices you? Are you like happy?
I like it. I love it.
Yes.
It's I like when they come up to me because I'm like, I'm happy that they say something instead of just like staring or creeping or I don't know, just not saying, because I'm a personable person. So I like to like talk to people. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'm happy you came up to me. Like, that's cool. Thanks.
Oh, wait. Okay. So back to OnlyFans. So how did you go on OnlyFans? How did this happen? Because you're quite big on OnlyFans too. And
yeah, I needed extra money. We were going into quarantine and I wasn't making a lot of money on Twerk Out because I wasn't touring. I wasn't doing classes. Just because I do Twerk Out also, brand deals have not been easy as well because booty shaking. So that all was really rough for me. And so my friend's like, oh, there's this thing called OnlyFans. And I had just heard about it. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what am I going to do on there? Like, I'm not a porn star. I don't do nude. I don't do anything naked. I won't, and I'm not gonna. So what's the use of this? Like, But my mind goes to, let me just figure out how I'm going to make the most money. And I know I have twerk videos. They're all sexy. So like I totally can put those videos up on the platform and make money off of it instead of putting it on YouTube, because YouTube, I just was not making anything off of that. And there was no point in me wasting any content for YouTube because, what's the point of that? So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to put my music. I'm going to put music videos. I'm going to put BTS. I'm going to do twerk videos. I'm going to do all the above and sell it on OnlyFans.
Wow.
Instead.
And this is working out good for you,
yeah,
right?
Fabulous. Yeah, it's been good.
Wow.
It goes up and down. There's good months, bad months. In the beginning, it was way better than it is now. I would say it's even half of what it was in the very beginning. That was probably at least 4 years ago now.
Do you think it's because more girls and boys are going on OnlyFans?
Yeah, it's
now?
definitely, I think, has to do with the amount of people on there now.
Yeah. I feel like it changed though, because back in the days, I feel like OnlyFans was like, like porns and all this. And
we've been really striving to push it a different way.
I know you're like,
I've been the voice of it for so long, just with the girls around us, like in the Vine community, like when Musically, like all these platforms, I know all these girls, and I was like, God, I was trying to get everybody on the platform, not because I was benefiting at the time, but like I just knew like, you guys got to get on this, and no one really wanted to. They're like, everyone was very like iffy, and a lot of them just jumped on it eventually. A year later, 2 years later,
and they're still on it
now. So many people are on it. Oh my God,
yes,
so many people.
And you have help with it, right? So you have help.
Yeah, we have management teams and stuff that help us with the pages.
That's cool. And so did you ever have like feedback from like brands or like other people that are like saying like, oh my God, you're on OnlyFans, or like even guys dating you? Do you? Oh my God, do you tell them you're on OnlyFans when you date someone?
They all know already, because I meet people in the industry or like on Instagram.
And they know you're on OnlyFans?
So I did go on a date though. Okay, so I met this guy in real life, which is, I'm like, this never happens. I met this guy in real life.
Real life. I'm only living in Hollywood.
No, really, it was the cutest thing, because I was in Savannah, Georgia, really small town, at my cousin's bachelorette party. And we were in like a small little club, that little hometown club or whatever. And I see him and I'm like, dang, like he's really cute. And I want to kind of talk to him, and my cousin, she's out of her mind. So she's like, I'm going to tell him. She goes up to him. She's like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. Are you single? He's like, yeah. So we basically start talking. And I go on a date with him. Or no, we talk a little bit that night. I actually give him a kiss that night too. And he was dancing with me. It was a cute little time. And then I leave. And then a couple months later, he's following me on Instagram now, right? At that point, because like he's following me. So a couple months later, it's like, okay, we're going to meet again. And he has nothing to do with the industry at all, like at all. And I am not used to dating anybody who is not in the industry at all. So it's very fucking weird and different. And now I'm in my mind and I'm like, oh my God, he's watching me on Instagram. He has no idea who I was when he first met me. Now he's on Instagram like, oh, like it's a whole just person, like, I don't know. It's just something he maybe did or didn't expect. I don't fucking know.
Did he ever?
So like, he mentioned it. So he goes, so I drive across country to move to LA in my car, and I stop in Texas and we go on a date, and it was a couple hours. It was great. And he's like, so you do like the OnlyFans? He's like, I'm not really familiar with like what it is, but I saw. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I've never talked. I was like, have you ever talked to anybody that has this? He goes, no, not at all. And I'm like, oh, he didn't care though. He's like, It wasn't like a deep conversation, but it seemed like he didn't care. And everyone else that I have dated has not cared.
Yeah. Okay. So they're pretty cool about it.
It's not really a problem for me. It hasn't been a problem for me. But also, again, I'm dating guys that are in the industry that kind of are in this space in a way or understand it. So I don't know how it would go down with a normal person that's just.
The sound in the background is my dog drinking. We're literally in bed and our dog's like.
Our dog's just telling. I don't know how it would be if a normal person was trying to date me and how they would feel.
Would you ever date a normal person?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
But
where do you find the guys that you date? From apps? OnlyFans?
God. Mutual friends.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram? You're dating guys from Instagram? I always think they're like creepy and they're doing this to every girl. They're like messaging every girl.
You mean even the popular ones?
Yeah. Especially the
obviously
popular
they
one.
are.
Yeah.
But where else are you going to meet guys at?
Well, matchmaker.
Besides dating apps.
Matchmaker.
That's the same thing as Instagram.
No.
It is, but it isn't. Like...
But they at least, I know they really want something serious.
Yes,
you know?
of course. But you can also just ask that question outright. Like, hey, you slid in my DMs. Are you looking for a girlfriend? Like, or
and
not?
He's going to be yes.
And we don't really
fuck you.
Right. Okay, but what makes you think that the guy on the matching dating
because
site
he pays a lot of money to be there. So I'm like, he must take it more serious.
Or he could pay a lot of money to date a lot of girls. You never know. Yeah, what if it's true. Like a go around for like a couple months and then boom? Like, the thing is though, we really don't know these men and don't know, dating is just blind dating. Like, you never truly know the person.
So we both met in Miami and we both lived in LA. How do you think the dating is different? Like LA guys and Miami guys, do you think there's a difference or?
Girl, do you think there's a difference?
I do. I actually do.
What do you mean?
So Miami for me, but also in Miami, I'm more on like my spiritual side and all this. I feel like the guys that I'm meeting first of all, I get hit on.
Miami made you more spiritual?
Yes.
Me too.
Really?
Yes. Oh. Extremely.
Wow.
That's when I started getting more into the crystals, into my all types of stuff. Yeah.
Me too. Mm-hmm. See, and that's so interesting because everyone talks about Miami party, wild this. I'm like, no, actually Miami, I'm super quiet.
And that's why I'm like, I feel like I healed a huge part of me when I went to Miami.
Me too.
And so, yeah, it is weird when people are like, oh, Miami, like...
I know.
And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like one of the best places.
It is, right?
I don't know why they
in
talk
LA,
shit
it's
about
more
Miami.
wild. Like in LA, I feel like
LA is just terrible and whack.
Yeah.
Here. It's just boring, honestly.
Well, I think it's wild.
It's a beautiful view, but it's boring. That's LA for you, right? A beautiful view, but boring.
Actually, for me, it's a beautiful view and wild. I feel like in LA, I'm going wild. No, wild.
I'm surprised you're saying that because you're European. So Europeans are wild.
We are. Especially Germans. Anyways, back to the dating. I feel like in Miami, the guys are more into like a proper relationship. Mm-hmm. At least the guys that I met.
Or they act like it more.
You think so?
They just look more grown and they're more doing adulty things?
Well, they're more like,
because they're in a suit?
Most guys are not in a suit in Miami. It's freaking hot.
I don't know. I'm thinking of like Miami business types, right?
Oh,
because I don't know what type you're talking. Like, what type are you talking about?
That, comes to
There's
me.
There's different types of men. Whoever's listening to this, there's different Miami men. Okay, like, you got your scammers. Let's talk about You got your businessmen. You got I don't know
the big car. Like
there's a couple, and a lot of them are just not in great categories.
Really?
There's not a lot of good categories I found.
I found like all the guys I was dating in Miami, they all wanted a proper relationship.
Where did you find these people?
Spiritual things, spiritual events.
Okay. So me and you are very different when it comes to dating because you actually go on dates. I don't. I'll like talk to somebody. I won't like go on a date really unless like I'll date. Really? Like we'll go do things, but it's not necessarily more of a blind situation. Like, I met you in person. Let's go on a date. No.
Wait, how do you end up being in a relationship? You just meet and like.
My relationships have been very random, but like if I'm like talking to somebody, like I'll be talking to them online probably for a little bit first, and then it'll cross over, and then friendship, and then maybe fucking or hanging out and dating, talking, fucking like. And so, but the thing is you say you meet people. I wouldn't do that if I met people at events. Like if I met a man at an event, I don't go to a lot of events either. You go to a lot of events and a lot of wellness things and things like this. I don't do that. So I'm not around these people and they're not coming up to me like, hey, you're beautiful. Let me take you on a date. No. All of my shit is online and that's why I'm having extreme problems with dating.
Wow. So interesting. You need to hang out more with me.
I don't go anywhere. I'm telling my family is like, yo, you don't do normal things. And I'm like, well, what's normal? Like, I'm a normal person. I'm very normal compared to a lot of people I know that are in my shoes or whatever. Celebrity status, right? Like, I'm very fucking normal. And my family's like, you don't do normal things. I'm like, what's normal? They're like, I don't know. Like, go to the movies. Go to like you said, your events, your wellness thing, your classes. And I don't. So I'm either going to an event or I'm working, but the event's going to be like an entertainment thing, which is probably just bullshit to meet people. You're not going to meet men necessarily there. So I don't meet people outside of my little circle.
Wow.
It's been hard.
Yeah. And also like the guys in the entertainment industry, they're like...
Hence why I date the athletes, because they're all in my DM. It's easy to talk to them.
Yeah.
Easy to talk to me, easy to talk to them.
But do you think they're like boyfriend material? Or
absolutely not. The athletes are not boyfriend material, but I love them. I fucking love athletes.
Fucking you. You love fucking them.
Athletes, okay? The thing is it's like, besides the fucking, which is usually really good, it's just like that, like, something about them is just really hot. The fact that they gotta wake up early, they gotta work out. It's just like their will.
They have an amazing body. They
body,
throw you around.
It's the lifestyle that they have that I've seen that I like, but the opposite. I mean, the part where it's like all these girls are around them. No, it's a very complicated lifestyle. The fact that they can't be around for Christmas, no.
Wait,
no, I don't want. I don't want that
for Christmas.
They're playing games. They're out doing things that they can't be home really, or the family has to travel. Like, I don't want that. And so it's up to me to make those decisions. And if I keep doing it, I'm just fucking myself, and I know that, and it's prolonging maybe the marriage situation. So,
do you want to get married?
Yeah, I'd like to have a good relationship. So if that comes with marriage one day, that's cool. But I do want children. So that also needs to be a very good baby dad for me, whether it's a relationship or not.
Oh, that's so interesting. We talked about this where we talked about you rather have someone who's a good like father than like, a good husband, right?
And it might be bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a husband that I'm in love with. But if it is not, and I'm at a point of like an age where I'm like, okay, I want to have children, like I'm going to have somebody that like trust and I love and that I can see I can have a kid with easy and not be a complicated situation where we're fighting and it's a problem.
But do you think a guy would be up for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. I was literally the other day, I was thinking, do I really want to get married and have kids? Because I always say like, I want to get married, have 3 kids. And then I was like, do I really, really want this? Or is it because society is telling me this, that this is how it should be?
I would love to have a couple baby dads. But like not the like, oh, we broke up relationship. But like if I had 2 or 3 children with 2 or 3 fathers, that would be a very interesting dynamic. But like good relationships with these people. And I don't know how that would work in like a setting of like life? In your living situation, But like I think it's pretty healthy for like in a relationship in general to have separate locations, maybe even houses or maybe next door to each other. Just something like a separate living quarter. And that's okay. And I think it makes the relationship better. So maybe with kids in that scenario, like it's okay if you guys all have a good relationship. It's all a communitive family at that point. And I'm not talking like I'm having sexual relationships with these people. I'm talking just platonic, could be platonic or could be not. Full on blown. What is this? Like a fucking having multiple husbands almost.
Yeah,
like,
you just
like the people, I don't know what they're called, the ones that live.
The
Mormons and whoever the hell has multiple wives. So it's kind of like that concept.
Polygamy.
I just want and I think that a child can thrive in that scenario if they have good, loving parents.
Yeah, I feel like it's about the love that the parents and the time that the parents give to their children. So that's important because you can be also married and, the dad or the mom is always working and they're not there for the children.
I'd rather split the time in between a good baby dad.
Yeah, interesting.
Here, we're going back and forth with the kids. And it takes a village to have children, which is why a lot of fucking young girls are struggling with the single parenting and all that because they just have nobody.
Yeah, not the baby dad supporting.
It really took a village. Like, your neighbors would take care of your kids you can't do that anymore. So it's kind of like,
your mom, the grandmom, right? So the granddad. Okay, I might join your community, Lexy.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, right? Not
It
a lot of
is.
girls talk about that at all.
Yeah, I like that. It's very open-minded as well, and it's very different than what society tells us we should do, right? Like, especially as women.
I feel
Oh,
like
you
it's
should
a
get
happy
married.
scenario. I feel like I'd be nice and happy. Maybe I have a boyfriend. Maybe I'm dating on the side or whatever. I don't know how that would look.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I do want kids.
How many do you want?
Like 2.
2? I want 3.
Yeah. Together.
Boy or girl?
Both. I like boys though. They're
You
easier.
like boys?
Because I have brothers and sisters, and I know my brothers are just easier.
They're wild though. They're like hitting
They're
each
wild.
other.
Yeah, no,
and-
you have to, like, they'll kill each other, but you don't have to worry about all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna have beautiful kids, and I'm so excited to see where everything is going, not just with your career,
All
but
of
also
us.
with
All of us are growing together, which is cute.
You come to my wedding.
I hope I'm in the wedding when you get
You're gonna
married.
sing.
Oh, I'm the wedding singer.
Yeah, no, you're
That's what it
gonna.
comes down to. Me
We
being
go
the
to
wedding singer.
Vegas.
Oh shit! Is that where? We'll see. We'll see
No,
where you
on the
end up.
beach. I like.
Oh,
on
it's
the-
gonna be a
And then
gorgeous
we see-
wedding.
Yes.
She's getting married in Newport, everybody.
Oh my god.
It's just a side joke.
That's an
Inside joke.
Because I'm dating someone from Newport Beach.
Ooh.
You girls, I tell you because I love you all.
Why don't you tell us about something?
Oh, what? No, this is fine. You're the guest
Well,
here.
give us one little thing that you liked about
Okay.
your recent date that you think. Give advice to the people out there.
Okay, so what I really liked is I like to be in my feminine. That means when a guy is very masculine, you know, he opens the door, he takes you out for dinner, he looks in your eyes, he like holds your hand, not like soft, like strong, you know? and he's like, baby, whatever you want to. And I'm a girl who eats like you, Lexy. We're like when we both go out. Oh my god, we both eat.
It's good.
I've never seen someone eating like you and me together. I love you for
I
it.
have a couple friends that I like to eat with.
I love eating. So he was like ordering, I don't know, like even, I think we had like 7 starters and then the meat and then the pasta. He was like, what else do you want? And I get you
Unlimited.
most expensive wine. And what I love more than this is how funny he was. He made me laugh.
Humor really counts, guys.
It's so
If you
attractive.
boys are listening, you better be confident, right? Number 1.
Confident,
And then
humor, and gentleman. I
Yeah.
think these. And for me as a woman, so when I'm with a masculine man, so I want to praise him, right? So I listen, I look deep in his eyes, I touch him, I smile at him, I ask him questions as well. Like I really actively listen to him, and I sit like there with my beautiful
You're just
hair.
being feminine.
Yeah,
it's
very
hard to
feminine.
be feminine around men. You know what? This is interesting. You're gonna like this because of what this is based around. Is like growing up, I was tomboy, but at the same time extremely feminine and extremely like princesses and romance and all these things and all these girly things and makeup and things. But my mom was not into it at all. She was very tomboy, and so she never taught me. But my aunt taught me more of the girly things, right? But growing up, I noticed, and it carried on for a while, is I noticed that around men, I would not want to be in my feminine.
Why?
Because it'd make me uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, I feel you with that.
So like I would play more into my boyish and masculine around boys, and that'd make me more tomboy when it comes down to like every part. It started entering a lot more of my life. So, and I noticed it on like, later on down the line that like it's okay to be feminine and sexual and all of these things. And although it's very scary to be around my parents, being my full grown sexual self, that's not easy around your dad and things like that. Although me and my dad have a great relationship, but I felt like I just could not be too feminine around it because I'd feel weird and uncomfortable. And I've never been touched when I was younger. Like nothing happened to me, related to anything like that, any abuse like that. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about other girls. And I haven't talked to a lot of other girls that think that yet because I haven't really brought it up.
Yeah.
Hiding your feminine because you don't want to be overly gawked at.
Yes.
But you want to be feminine, but it's kind of like...
But you don't feel safe when you're feminine.
No.
That's how I felt for
Right.
many years. And that's why I'm doing my Grow and Glow events now, because I want to help women to feel safe in their feminine. Because I got abused when I was younger, so I did not feel safe in my feminine. So I started to be like a boy.
Really? So you think the same?
Yeah, so
That's
I was.
interesting.
And like even people, especially in the modeling industry, they were like, oh, we want you to have like no gender and like be more masculine. And I was very masculine. I think the last 2 or 3 years, that's when I really went on this feminine journey where I started to love my feminine and now I love it. But it's so interesting that you're saying it, because last night when I went on this date, and he's super masculine, and he asked me like, I feel like something is off with you, and I'm like, yes, I love how masculine you are, but it also scares me. And I think this is basically what you're saying, you know, because you're not used to I'm not used to a very masculine man. Also, I'm craving it, because if I have a very masculine man,
masculine as well.
Yeah, then you can be, if it's safe, you know,
feminine.
then you can be in feminine. Right. And I love that when a man is really masculine, and then me as a woman, I become very feminine. But I also feel like it has to do so much with society, because society is literally telling us girls, oh, you can't be too slutty, but you should be, and then you should be this, and then we as women, we get very confused, and then also men think they have to be more feminine now, you know, and it's like the mixed up situation.
Right.
But I feel we're all born with like a core, like a feminine core, and when you go deeper in it, and when you feel safe, you feel free. Right. I feel free.
Right. Oh, totally. We can fully be in our feminine when you feel comfortable.
Right? And isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. I wish that we could do that more. And it'd be nice to find a man that we could feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah, who helps you then to be in your feminine. You help him to be in his masculine.
Right. It's not easy, but doable, I hope. We'll see. On our journey.
Yes, and we're gonna go out tonight. We're gonna dress up in our feminine.
We're going to like a fuckboy entertainment party, but we're gonna have a great time.
Are we? Okay. Well, let's be feminine, but not.
We're gonna be the best. There's gonna be a lot of feminine girls there tonight, honey.
Oh, I love that. I love them. I love women in general. That's why I'm doing the podcast.
A lot of girls.
We should all twerk.
There's gonna be a lot of things going on, I'm sure, at this party, honey. This is my friend Ryan's birthday party. He has a podcast called Pillow Talk. It's very big.
Oh, I should listen. So, we are doing a pillow talk now.
I know. This is the real pillow talk. His is not like this. Oh. But yeah. Cool. We're going to have a good time. Maybe we'll see something.
Nice. Then I let you ladies know when I do the next episode. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. I will link your profiles here. Is there anything else you want to share with the girls?
Go follow me on Spotify. Go listen to my music about all the stupid boys that I date. And I hope that you can relate to it, and it'll help you overcome some of these battles.
And let's all twerk and have fun.
Amen.
If you like this episode, please rate, subscribe, and share with other women. Let's create a community of women living in their feminine and supporting each other. If you want to stay connected with me, you can come and follow me on my personal account at victoria.janke. Until then, I see you next Thursday. Be thriving goddess and live in your feminine.